This is your mission. We begin with silence. We end with silence. I've told you how it ends with silence. I've told you how it begins with silence. It begins with the repetition of silence, nothing to say. Sometimes the eyebrows raise in surprise and silence. Sometimes they loop low like a dead curl, like mountains. We go from a lake to snow just like that, like nothing was ever worth anything. This is the street where you grew up. Here is a lock. Here is a lantern. I am having trouble explaining this. Even I don't know for sure. This is your mission, to shake the dust from bones, to find a face here. If I could explain to you the patterns, I would let you know that the man with a mouth for a face will always appear here. The man with a knife for an arm will always appear here. The spinning brings these things closer, motion on top of motion, motion through motion, and this is where we end with silence. If it sounds like I am talking about nothing, it is because I am not talking about anything, understanding where there is no understanding. The girl who shot me in the neck is the same girl that I am going to marry. I will wear a suit where you can only see my eyes. I do not know when I was conceived. I do not know when I was convinced. I do not know when I did the convincing. In the time between the mine and the snowfall, I learned what your favorite flower is, though I dare not repeat it here. I know that your favorite color is green. The song that is playing on loop is your favorite song. It is our song. When the hole in the floor opened and I fell amongst the pillars, you told me all of your secrets. The one about the letter, the one about the baby, the one about the cracked smile when the secrets are over. If you turn all of the lights out, you will be able to see if you will kill all the bees. You cannot think because the bees are in your head. Ask me a question, you say. Tell me a story, you say. Once upon a time, you thought that the ashes on my forehead were a bruise. This is where the bees once were. Once upon a time, you said that the sky looked like a bruise, that the sky had never been that purple. There is a plan. There is a plan that does not involve me, that there is nothing exact, that there is a new name for things. A year has passed. Don't make me talk about the rooftops. Don't make me talk about the train, about the time that has passed, about running. Don't make me talk about what we talked about disappearing, about watching the spiders crawl underneath the door into the kitchen, about being bitten in your sleep. Don't make me talk about gatekeeping, about the jumping dogs, about the color green. Don't make me admit that I was good. To say that we have done this before is to admit something that we are not ready to admit. After the statues, after the surprise of a gun at our back, we begin again on a train, on top of the buildings we once ran past. It all seems impossible now, despite how patient I have become, the comfort in waiting, the love of silence. I am covered except for my eyes that are blue. My eyes are the color of spiders. My eyes are the color of the bag used to haul what is left of the woman who threw herself in front of the train we are sitting in. Don't make me tell you what color I thought the bag would be. Don't make me repeat myself. You held my hand because there was no one hands to hold but mine. You were too frightened to touch the window, to touch the glass where a child put his forehead, to look out at the tresses, to look down to see if the train was skimming across the water, free from its track. Here there is a lot of who are you. There is a lot of where did you go. The end of your life draws near, but I do not believe it. You ask why anyone would step in front of a train. What about the family? What about the driver of the train? What about the passengers forced to ask each other questions about speed versus skin, about how we pop open, at how easy it is to disappear? The walls are always moving. There's an altar up ahead somewhere. You're. I've fought this creature before. I can tell you how this ends. I can tell you where the train ends, where I am always going, the dreaming of a worse nightmare. You are alive. Everyone who is alive is now alive. There is nothing left to be said but each other's names surrounded by silence. You again. You feel like you've been dreaming for a long time. The part about you and I is true. Look how beautiful this world is, the trees, the back of buildings. It will be this beautiful forever. Your name will cling to the walls. This is your mission. You must understand that this is the end. Here is a bird. Here where everything is alone. I killed you. Who is the enemy? What is this place? We are all part of someone's plan. Call it what you like. You are my original. I loved you, but not as much as my name. I'll answer your question. I remember you. We are still inside the ruins.